So I've been using the Xbox wireless headsets for over a week now, and as a competitive gamer I can tell you that audio is super important to me, hence why my go-to headsets for the last year has been the SteelSeries Arctis Pro. They retail for £300. Now it's really important to take a note of that figure because this headset has really impressed me. Xbox has managed to provide an all-in-one solution here. You've got a great design and the headset is packed with a ton of features that would satisfy most audiophiles, let alone gamers. But the real test of any headset is in its ability to deliver premium sound. And that's where things get interesting. In more recent times I've found that unboxing experiences have become rather simple. The Xbox headset is no different. A quick lift of the lid and we have our headset tightly packed in. Aside from the headset itself, the box comes with a very short USB-C charging cable, a safety sheet, and a quick start guide which is surprisingly detailed and illustrates how to pair the headset to the Xbox. From a design standpoint, this product definitely looks the part. The entire headset is coated with a matte black finish with the exception of the ear cup controls, which I'll discuss a little later. The primary material here is plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap. It feels really well put together. The headset also offers up a fair bit of flexibility, and what's even more surprising is how lightweight they are. I could easily put in a 2 to 3 hour gaming session with these on and not have any concerns about it pushing down on my ears or my head. Now before I move on to comfort and sound quality, I wanted to talk about some of the features that make this headset a great choice for gamers. In fact, let's start with what I believe to be a standout feature of this headset, and that's the multi-point wireless capabilities. Now Xbox has its own proprietary wireless system for all of its accessories. Essentially this means you get a wireless connection without the need for a dongle. Now there's a single green button on the left ear cup. This button pulls double duty, serving as the pairing and power button. Pressing it down for a few seconds powers the headset on and off, but holding the green button will put the headset into pairing mode. After that it's as simple as hitting the pair button on the Xbox and you're good to go. Now I did use the word multi-point wireless capabilities, and that's because this headset also comes with Bluetooth 4.2. What this means is that you can use your headset with your game and your phone simultaneously, and I absolutely love this feature. It means that I can listen to music on my phone whilst playing a game, or better yet, I can chat with my friends on Discord when playing cross-platform titles. It's all about giving players flexibility, and it's one of the reasons I originally picked up the SteelSeries Wireless Pros. Again, to reiterate, that's a £300 headset. Moving on, the headset houses one additional button, and that's the mute button, which is attached to the reclining microphone. Again, I really like the fact that the microphone can retract over the ear cups, because when I'm not playing a multiplayer game, I don't want to have line of sight of the microphone. It's hidden and out of sight, so that's another win for Team Xbox. Aside from that, there's a USB-C port on the right ear cup for charging. Moving on to another key highlight, and that's the controls on either side of the ear cups. Rather than cramming the headset with a ton of buttons and dials, Microsoft has made each ear cup into a massive volume dial. The dials are outlined in green, with the left control allowing you to adjust the mix between your Bluetooth and Xbox wireless sources. This is another great addition as it allows you to fine-tune your game volume so that you can hear your party chat or your music more clearly. The right ear cup control adjusts your overall volume. Fortunately, the dials don't rotate freely. Instead, they both have a start and an end point, with the left ear cup offering up a notch in the center of its rotation, giving you that feedback and reassurance that you've balanced two audio sources evenly. I find that comfort is now equally as important as sound for me when it comes to headsets, and that's one area I feel SteelSeries headsets have absolutely excelled. And there's good news on that front for those looking to buy this headset, as the top band and the ear cups are filled with this Forks leather. It means the pads are super comfy on the ears and deliver great noise isolation. Add in the adjustable band and you end up with a headset that fits perfectly every time. So the conclusion I've come to so far is that the headsets are sleek and it's a minimal design following that Series X design philosophy. Now all this good is unfortunately compounded by some bad. So one minor annoyance I have with this headset is that turning on the headset also means turning on your Xbox. It's quite frustrating because sometimes I'll just want to kick back to some music on my phone and I haven't found a way to disable this feature. Another issue I have is with the ear cups flexibility. I'm very accustomed to the SteelSeries design, so that means swiveling ear cups, which allows for the headset to lay flat on your shoulders when you've got them on, or neatly packed away. Then there's the strange omission of a 3.5mm headphone jack. I mean, seriously Xbox, this headset cannot be used in wired mode with any of your controllers. I mean, what if I forget to charge the headset and my battery dies midway through a game? It's just very odd for it not to be included. Now there's one more thing I really don't like about this headset. Can you guess what that is? Ask anyone that knows a thing or two about headsets, gaming headsets in particular, and they'll tell you that audio is king. The difference between a good and a bad headset is that a good headset will have clarity throughout all frequencies. That's the mids, the highs and the lows. It's having that spatial awareness, knowing whether your enemy is behind you, above you, or camping selfishly in the far left corner. Now there is something to be said about preference when it comes to audio. I personally prefer more emphasis on the mids and the highs, because that's where all the magic happens. So that's more of a focus on voices, vocal and treble, which is what gives your audio detail and clarity. The lows is predominantly bass, and I prefer a de-emphasis on my bass. So bringing that back to the Xbox headset, the out-of-the-box audio quality is pretty horrendous. I mean, my first thoughts was that this headset doesn't cost anywhere near as much as my SteelSeries, so maybe I've just become spoiled. But 10 minutes into a Warzone match and it was clear that was not the case. In fact, I couldn't face the music. And I mean that literally, because the default EQ of the Xbox headset is very bass heavy. Fortunately, after a short while, I came to a simple realization. There is a ton of untapped potential here that the majority of its users may never know about. So the first thing you'll want to do is boot up the Xbox Accessories app, which is baked into the Xbox consoles and PC. Now this is where things get interesting, and I have to say the level of customization this headset allows for is extremely impressive given its price. The app has a simple and clean UI where you're able to adjust the equalizer. By default you'll be on the game preset, which you would think is the best of the bunch, but it's not. Instead you've got your general movie, music and heavy bass presets. The latter I wouldn't ever suggest you use. Instead I opted for a custom preset. I'll actually put this up on the screen, but this preset changed my entire experience and opinion of the headsets. I ended up comparing the final audio with my SteelSeries, and I would say it's very similar in terms of overall quality, and that's saying something. To improve the experience further, I'd highly recommend you use one of the 3 surround sound modes that Xbox offers. These spatial surround profiles aim to take your ordinary stereo headphones and create a surround sound experience. All 3 surround modes sounded great in my testing, offering slightly different results depending on the game tested, but in the end I decided on Windows Sonic. Not only do I think it sounds the best, but it's free to use and integrated with the system software. Okay, now that we've got our audio sorted, there's a couple of other neat features in the Xbox app. One of these being the auto mute function, which deactivates your mic if it doesn't detect you speaking. It's very similar to Nvidia's RTX voice implementation, and I found this feature to be very useful, especially when the kids are around. Lastly, there's a mic monitoring feature which essentially allows you to hear your own voice when speaking into the microphone. And on that note, having your voice heard clearly amongst your party is very important in gaming. So it begs the question, how's the microphone quality? Well, it's quite good, and in my testing my speech was clear with no distortion whatsoever. Here's a quick sample of the microphone. Do note this is raw, unedited audio coming directly out of the microphone. So this is a quick sound test of the Xbox wireless headset's microphone. This is raw audio coming directly out of the microphone with no effects added in post. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Before I wrap this up, it's worth knowing that the headsets boast an impressive 15 hours battery life, and that held very true for me. I managed to get 2 whole days of gaming wrapped up before putting them on charge, and getting the battery back up to 100% requires a 3-hour charge. The range of the headset is also great, although I don't think it's practical in your everyday gaming sessions, but I did manage to leave my living room and head on into the garden, and I could talk to my friends and hear the game just fine. All in all, the Xbox team has done a great job here with their first wireless headset. I've used numerous headsets in the past for my Xbox, my favourites being the Astra A50 and the Arctis 9X from SteelSeries. Both of them offered wireless connectivity. However, Microsoft's new Xbox wireless headset is well ahead of both of those models in terms of design, ease of use and functionality. Once you get past the horrific out-of-the-box audio and the odd omission of a headphone jack, what you end up with is a great looking headset that's aesthetically pleasing, comfortable to the ears, offers fantastic audio, and is packed with a ton of features mostly found on higher end gaming headsets. And all of this is offered in a very affordable package. The Xbox wireless headset retails for £90 or $99. That is absurdly good value for money. When taking into account the price, you can easily overlook any of the issues I've mentioned in this review. In fact, why don't you go ahead and hit the like button down below, subscribe to this channel, and reward your ears with these headsets.